My name is Anita. Sitting in my cozy new downtown apartment, looking out at the city lights, I'm filled with a sense of relief I haven't felt in years. It's hard to believe I've finally broken free from the nightmare that was my so-called family life. It all started when I decided to dip my toes into the online dating world. I was a successful business manager in a tech startup, but I felt like I'd missed out on personal happiness. I signed up on a popular dating site, not expecting much at first. I met a bunch of pretenders and shallow men until I met Roger. He was 5 years older than me and worked in the oil industry. His voice on our initial video call was deep and warm, and his smile was so charming. He told me his previous marriage ended because his ex-wife was overly ambitious and cold-hearted. He just wanted a simple and loving home, and I was drawn in. After almost a year of dating, we planned a romantic weekend at a mountain resort. I was excited, secretly hoping for a proposal. When Roger's car pulled up at my place that morning, I stepped out beaming. But my joy turned to shock. Out of the back seat came an elderly woman, dressed in gaudy clothes with too much jewelry and a sullen 11-year-old girl. Roger casually introduced them as his mother, Mildred, and his daughter, Lily. I was stunned. He'd never mentioned either of them before. Mildred sized me up, sneering. "So you're Anita? Roger said you were nice, but I didn't expect you to be so ordinary." Lily just rolled her eyes and continued playing on her phone. Roger quickly said, "Come on, let's go. It'll be fun with the family." I swallowed my anger and got in the car, my mind racing. At the resort, that night, I confronted Roger about the secrecy. He just shrugged it off, saying it wasn't a big deal. Lily lived with her mom most of the time, and Mildred just wanted to tag along. But then, during dinner, Roger proposed. With a cake and roses, all eyes on me. I couldn't say no under the pressure, even though I felt a cold pit in my stomach. 2 months later, we got married. After the wedding, I moved into Roger's large but cold house in the countryside. I tried to create a warm atmosphere, but Mildred quickly dropped her pretense. She started ordering me around, saying, "Anita, clean the stables. They're a disgrace. And wash all the linens today." When I mentioned my job, she scoffed. "Work. You're a wife now. Act like it." Lily was just as bad. She ignored me and was rude whenever I tried to talk to her. Roger was hardly ever home. He always had business trips. When he was home, he didn't defend me when Lily was disrespectful. Once, when I told Lily not to leave her dirty boots in the living room, she snapped at me and Roger just said, "She's just a kid. Don't be so strict." I was still working hard at my job, but I was exhausted. I was responsible for all the household chores and expenses because Roger said his job was unstable. I started to feel like I was just a servant in the house. One day, Mildred fell seriously ill. She was diagnosed with a terminal illness. I took care of her in the hospital as a matter of duty, but Roger was still away on his so-called trips, and Lily rarely visited. After a few months, Mildred passed away. I thought I'd finally have some peace, but it was short-lived. One evening, when I got home from work, Lily showed up with a little boy about 4 years old. She said, "This is my son, Jake. We're living here now." Roger just mumbled that he'd just found out too. When I asked about the father, Lily just shrugged. From then on, Lily dumped all the childcare on me. She was lazy and mean, and she constantly insulted me in front of Jake. As Jake got older, he started to call me Mom, but Lily would scream at him, "She's not your mom. She's just an old hag." I was at my breaking point. I started secretly recording all their insults. One day, Jake threw a tantrum and threw his toys at me, shouting, "Ugly old lady, leave me alone." That was the last straw. Then one cold winter night, I got a call from the police. Roger had died in a car accident. When I went to the hospital and saw his body, I felt a mix of emotions. But when I checked his phone, I discovered he'd been having an affair. The messages were full of sweet words to another woman. I knew I couldn't stay in that situation any longer. I packed my things and moved to the small apartment I'd secretly rented. I withdrew all the money from our joint account and sold the house, which was in my name because I'd paid the mortgage. When Lily called me, furious that I wasn't at the funeral, I calmly told her I was done. I had a video call with Roger's family to explain why I wasn't at the funeral. I showed them Roger's messages to his mistress and played the recordings of their insults. They were shocked, and some of them apologized. Lily was furious, but no one listened to her. After that, Lily and Jake had to rely on relatives who didn't want much to do with them. Lily had to take on odd jobs, and Jake became more rebellious. I, on the other hand, started rebuilding my life. I used the money from the house sale and the life insurance to secure my finances. I sued Roger's mistress for alienation of affection and got a small settlement. I joined a dance class, a painting club, and I was able to take better care of my own parents. My career took off, and I was promoted to a senior position. I'm finally free, and I know that true happiness comes from having the courage to break free from what doesn't serve me.